Welcome to Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Good morning to you. It is already the 18th of June. That is hard to believe, but it is upon us. And another warm day, up around 90 degrees. No real chance of rain that they're talking about, so that is good. We're going to say good morning to our friend Chief Sean Brandenburg. He's chief of the Key West Police Department. Good morning to you, Chief. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Michael. Doing well this morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here bright and early in the morning. And we've had a busy week. We're going to get right to a couple of incidents that have happened that people may be aware of, but we got a little more detail on it. So congratulations to officers who pursued the case and got a quick resolution to a breaking and entering on a hotel room. A couple of people were victimized on a hotel in Key West. About $6,000 is my understanding of possessions were taken and subsequently recovered. So if you could give us some details on that, sir.
Yeah, we had a report of over $6,000 worth of jewelry, Apple devices, and clothing stolen from a hotel room here in Key West. Officers were attempting to locate leads and were trying to track the GPS devices that had pinged. The first day, they were unable to locate anything. However, they continued to be vigilant in trying to solve this case. The victim did report the second morning that they had lost their room key somewhere in Duval. The room key was still in the envelope with the hotel's name on it and with the room number. So we presume that is how the individual was able to gain access to their room. The officers continued to investigate, and they were able to ping the GPS devices again, and it came up at Clinton Square Market. When our officers arrived on scene, our officers are very familiar with some of the individuals and especially the criminal element here in Key West. And one Vincent Fortin was in Clinton Square when officers arrived. And as soon as he got there, he left in a hurry. So officers were looking around Clinton Square Market, and they were able to locate an abandoned duffel bag and sleeping bag that had been left there. And inside that duffel bag were a number of the stolen items that we were looking for. Yeah. We were able to locate witnesses in the park there, and they said Mr. Fortin was with the bags. And so officers were working on a photo lineup. Also, other officers on the shift were checking pawn shops and awaiting surveillance video. Another astute officer out on the road located Fortin around town. After reading him his Miranda rights, he did turn over the jewelry and room key that he still had in his possession. And he also admitted that the rest of the property he had stolen was in his duffel bag, which was the duffel bag that we had recovered there at Clinton Square. And it was interesting. Some of the pieces of jewelry were very unique. And the one hat he stole was a members only Helly Hansen Annapolis Yacht Club hat. So I'm guessing there's only one of those in Key West, and he still had it in his possession. So he had the room key still with him. He had this very unique hat. He had the Apple devices that were pinging, and we were able to identify. So he was taken into custody. All the stolen items were recovered and returned back to the owners of the property. Also in his possession were some things that didn't belong to those folks. So we're going to continue to investigate him for some of the other items he had in his possession and see where he obtained those from.
Chief
so
Sean,
more to follow.
Thank you, Chief Sean Brandenburg, Key West Chief of Police. Good morning, Keys. So he was not wearing the hat when he was arrested. I hope that would be like a
that would make it funny. Yes, but I do want to. Officers Johnson and Betts really put in the extra legwork and the extra effort to make this happen. So I want to commend Officers Johnson and Betts for their determination in finding this individual and taking him into custody and getting these tourists their property back.
Well, Key West really does have a reputation of being a very safe place to visit, and your police department ensures that continues to be the reputation of Key West. And another example of that, a quick resolution to a situation that tourists found themselves in that was probably pretty stressful and very unpleasant. But your officers are to be commended for such a quick resolution to that. Sean Brandenburg, Chief of Police, Key West Police Department, with us on Good Morning Keys. And it's in the lost and found now, I guess, so to speak. A brick of marijuana became into the possession of the Key West Police Department.
Yeah, let me see. That was on Tuesday. We had a brick of marijuana wash ashore. So if you are missing your brick of marijuana, please contact us here at our property department. We'd love to talk to you about the brick of marijuana that you misplaced somewhere out in the water.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. You can't make it up, can you?
No, sir.
Nonetheless. So, Chief, let's also talk about on Duval. We had an unsanctioned UFC fight on Lower Duval. And maybe a carryover from the White House. I'm not sure, but 5 arrested. So it got a little large. Officers quickly got it under control, though, it's my understanding, made some arrests. But these things happen from time to time. A late night melee, probably alcohol induced. But tell us a little bit about what happened there.
Yeah, officers were flagged down by security, reference a large physical altercation inside one of the Lower Duval Street establishments. When officers arrived at the location, they found multiple individuals fighting and brawling with each other. Staff members were trying to separate the fight, and then we ended up arresting 5 individuals. 3 were visitors, 2 were locals, and they were charged with disorderly conduct, fighting and brawling in public. Thankfully, there were no significant injuries. Usually a fight this large, someone gets hurt pretty good, but in this case, there were no significant injuries, and everybody was transported out to the R&R Bread and Breakfast. And
they're there.
The light's always on. Yeah,
exactly. Welcoming newcomers, always vacancies there. But wow, okay. And those establishments we speak of, they do have security on hand during operating hours, and they seem to be pretty well staffed, but sometimes these incidents just get very large very quick.
Yeah, and we work with the security at each of the bars downtown, and there's kind of an alert system that we have between each other that the average citizen wouldn't understand what was going on, but we're able to signal to one another when there's a problem in one of those establishments, and then the officers are able to respond quickly if we're on foot down there. So definitely, another community partnership, making Key West a safer place to live, work, and play. And it's just important to get to know all those security members and to have understanding between the police and them before the problems arise.
Well, and Chief, I want to commend you and your leadership skills and imparting a healthy balance amongst your officers as far as being helpful and respectful, but also, making sure that the letter of the law is followed. And again, I just mentioned that because I often observe with our offices in Lower Duval, your officers are very cordial and very helpful to the visitors, but they take control of situations when necessary. And it really does give a peace of mind, not only to the residents, but to the visitors as far as how they are treated by your officers. And hopefully it's, the cordiality is returned to them most of the time.
Most of the time, yes. But when it's time to enforce the law, enforce the law.
Yeah,
yes, absolutely.
Which they do. Absolutely.
With a quickness. Yes.
Yeah.
Sir.
Speaking of crowds, etc., we had the very sad passing of Mila. I'm not sure which is Mila. Thank you. 17-year-old Percheron Freshien draft cross. Anyway, a very big, majestic, beautiful horse that was part of the Key West Police Department. And we talked about this when you were so gracious giving us some of your time last Friday at Blue Marlin Jewelry. Very sad to see the passing of My Love. However, we have a new horse who's already making strides, excuse the pun, in the Key West Police Department and coming along quite well.
Yeah, actually, this horse replaces. We have 3 horses in the barn under normal circumstances, and this horse that just arrived is actually replacing one of our other horses that we had retired. And the officers, our mounted officers, were scouring pretty much the nation looking for just the right horse for us. They were able to find this horse, and this was already in the works before Mila's passing, and but he arrived last Friday. They had adjusted their schedules, and they spent most of the weekend riding him and checking him out. And a few people have been lucky enough to see him walking down Duval Street. And we've actually, Kate Miano just donated the proceeds from her talk derby to me, which was over $11,000 to the mounted unit. And so he was in that photo. So if you see that photo out on social media, the new giant darker horse with the white on his face and the 2 white rear feet, that is the new one right now. We are still in the test drive period. Believe it or not, we've got like a 60-day test drive with him. But so far he is performing at or above our expectations. So I hope that trend continues. There's also a video out there of him walking down Duval Street, and he has got a strut or a sonder to him that is quite impressive. So look forward to everyone getting a chance to meet and see that horse out working Duval Street.
Yeah. Chief Sean Brandenburg, Chief of Police, Key West Police Department. Good morning, Keys. Thank you so much to Kate. She is such a philanthropist and contributing to her community with the Gardens Hotel and a lot of the initiatives she does. There still is a call for public support for a horse, though, as well, right?
And I was contacted by a citizen here in Key West this week, and the cost of the horse is going to be covered when we find the proper horse.
Oh, wow.
And again, we will not just take any horse. It has to be the right horse. And so that search will begin again. And when we find what we think is the right one, we will bring them down and test them out. And then that part of the funding is going to be covered. But of course, with a new horse, new saddle, new gear, so yeah, there's a lot of expensive tack and gear that goes with a new horse, because our saddles are actually custom fit to the horse. So and quite expensive. So there will be some financial needs coming up. So this 11,000 from Kate and the other donations and fundraisers that we have for the mounted unit really keep that program running.
Yeah, and that program is very important. We talked about it also last week, the need for the mounted patrol in Key West in terms of, the attributes that the horse gives as far as crowd control, visibility for your officers, et cetera. They're not just something to look at. They are a very specialized skill set and tool that the Key West Police Department relies upon.
Absolutely. And I expressed to you last week, it seems like every year during Fantasy Fest, in the middle of one of the large crowds, we have usually a medical incident of some sort. And, the officers on foot are, standing there jumping up and down, trying to see into the crowd where in the crowd the medical emergency is. The mounted unit walks right up, and, they're 12 feet in the air. They can see where the problem is, and all they have to do is walk into that crowd and the C parts, and they walk right through and are able to get to that medical emergency and get them out of the crowd and get them the attention they need. So imperative, life-saving force that we have for all of our big events.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we are grateful to those horses that serve us, and of course the officers who serve with those horses. And it is interesting. Key West Police Department has a really good mix of different tools at its disposal, thanks to community support and thanks to a lot of preparation and planning, whether it's the horses or the canines that you are very familiar with. There's a lot of different utilization of different skill sets that allow us to keep order in the city of Key West and keep our residents and visitors safe. So again, support the mounted units, support the Key West Police Department at every opportunity. They are working very, very hard to protect our way of life and protect our citizens and visitors as well. Chief Sean Brandenburg with us on Good Morning Keys. Well, sir, it was a busy week here and it will continue to be so. Is there anything else that we should mention at this time? Because I know you've probably got a lot of other business to get to today.
I'm actually leaving town this afternoon. The sheriff and I are going out of town tonight for an event, and then we'll be back late tonight and then back at it again tomorrow morning. So
yes,
nothing terribly newsworthy that we need to discuss that happened in the city.
Okay. Well, thank you. Give my best to the sheriff as well. Safe travel to both of you. We are always so humbled by your dedication and service on both of your parts and leadership and all of those who serve under your command. So thank you so very much. Safe travels. Look forward to seeing you again very soon, my friend. And with that, we will bid you a good day.
All right. Thank you, Michael, and thank you, listeners.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Chief Sean Brandenburg, Chief of Police, Key West Police Department, Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. We return with more Good Morning Keys in a moment.
Let's talk trash. I'm Taylor Conrath, and my family's been taking care of your family's trash for years. In fact, we've operated Marathon Garbage Service and kept the Middle Keys clean since my great-grandpa, John Conrath, founded the company in 1950. That's a lot of years talking trash and hauling trash. And these days, we take care of your family's recyclables in addition to commercial and residential waste removal. The Conrath family and our entire team of great employees takes pride in keeping our community clean, from the north end of the 7 Mile Bridge to Craig Key. Now it's my generation of Conraths working together with my grandfather and my dad to continue the tradition and commitment started in 1950 at Marathon Garbage Service. The Conrath family is always there for your family. If you need to talk trash, just call us at 305-743-5165. That's 305-743-5165. Or visit us at 4290 Overseas Highway in Marathon and online at marathongarbageservice.com.
Step back in time. Step back into Old Town. Step into Old Town Bakery with fresh baked treats like pastries, cookies, brownies, and fresh breads made every morning. Enjoy hot and cold delicious ground coffee always brewing and handcrafted breakfast and lunch sandwiches made to order on oven fresh breads. And now Old Town Bakery features spinach mushroom feta quiche and ham and cheese quiche, delectable for breakfast or lunch by the slice. Get a whole quiche pie by ordering in-store with 24 hours advance notice. And enjoy new cream-filled croissants with chocolate or vanilla filling and award-winning fresh baked pies, including their key lime pie, voted the best in the Keys. Pick up their unique Old Town Bakery t-shirts for a friend or yourself and give the gift of deliciousness with a gift card available for purchase in-store. And their catering menu is available to make that next event memorable. Old Town Bakery on the corner of Eaton and Grinnell. Stop in or order online. OldTownBakeryKeyWest.com.
Your home is your castle, your sanctuary. Rack Advanced Control brings together the electrical and smart technology that make your home comfortable, secure, and effortless to live in. Imagine music flowing seamlessly through every room, beautiful lighting that adjusts to your lifestyle, motorized shades, climate control, and energy management all working together automatically. From integrated audio and video systems to discrete security cameras and professional electrical services, Rack Advanced Control designs and installs technology that works in perfect harmony. Originally founded in California, Rack Advanced Control has over 20 years of experience serving the luxury residential market and was honored as a 2024 Lutron Excellence Award Integrator. Now with an office in Key West, Florida, Rack brings world-class smart home design and electrical expertise to the Florida Keys. Make your home smarter, safer, and more enjoyable to live in. Call 786-647-9647 or visit rackav.com. Rack Advanced Control. Intelligent luxury, expertly installed.
Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. It is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. And we are sitting at 8:25 now, and we'll give you traffic updates on that accident as time progresses here. Also looking at the weather forecast, looking pretty good. It is getting warm, though, about 90, 91 degrees for your high today. No mention of rain. Also, Juneteenth tomorrow. Government offices are closed, post office, et cetera, et cetera. So keep that in mind. As well, we're going to say good morning to Grace Epperly. She's development coordinator for Wesley House Family Services. Good morning to you, Grace.
Hey, good morning, Michael. How are you?
I am doing well. Happy summer to you. I hope you're well also.
I am.
Yeah. So Wesley House Family Services, we always like to do just a quick recap of who you are and what it is that you do for people who still may be unfamiliar. So if you could do so.
Sure. So Wesley House is one of the child welfare nonprofits in Monroe County. We provide foster care and foster parent licensing. We're almost essentially 5 nonprofits in one. One of our other programs is our Healthy Families Monroe program. It's a great program for any one who is pregnant or their children are 3 months and less in age. And that really focuses on the parent-child relationship and child development. It's a great education-based program. And we work with that family until the enrolled child is 5 years old. And then in Key West, we have our preschool, which is our Inez Martin Child Development Center. And that serves ages 2 to 5. It's just can't say enough good things about that school. And with the foster care side, that's called our full case management. And then we have a few other things there. We do adoptions for children in foster care who cannot be reunified with their families. And then we also have an independent living skills program that serves youth in foster care ages 13 to 18 to help them gain those skills to become independent when they, turn 18. So a lot of good things.
Yeah, a ton of good things. And you can find out more, wesleyhouse.org online. Foster parenting. You mentioned that. That is a big part of what Wesley House does in our community. We have a foster parenting, drive, I guess is how we might put it. But we have a need for foster parents. So let's talk about that.
Absolutely. So to become a foster parent is, it's not that daunting. It's an 8-week foster parent licensing class. And our next round of foster parent licensing classes will begin in early September. So right now we're currently in a recruitment campaign. If anybody is interested or has even thought about it or just would like to get more information, I really encourage you to call the foster parent licensing coordinator. Her name is Amy Eichen. She has a wealth of information. Her direct line is 305-809-5020. And it really does not take much. Basically, if you can offer love and stability to a child or children, then you can be a foster parent. So hopefully you'll start to see our banners around town and throughout the Keys and some posters. Our slogan this time is you can be a foster parent, because anybody can be a foster parent as long as they can have that love and offer stability. That's really what these children need at this difficult time in their lives, somebody to be a positive influence for them. And it's definitely, it's probably one of the most rewarding things you can do. And we're not going to sugarcoat it. It does come with some challenges occasionally, but I think the rewards outweigh the challenges by far. We do have a great need. It's one of our biggest needs for Wesley House. We have a deficit of foster parents in Monroe County. We definitely want to always have a nice pool of foster parents located throughout the Keys, because we never know when a child's going to come into care. And we really want to try to keep that child within their same environment, their same school systems, their same friends, their same activities. That way we don't have to pull them, miles and miles and miles apart. So that way it's not, hopefully they can have some sense of normalcy during this, strenuous time. So it's just, I would just say start with the phone call. Give Amy a call and just ask her any questions that you have. And she is more than happy to answer any questions. Things have been done. A lot of people think they don't have the room, the space, but if there's a will, there's a way, and we can make it work.
And that is, I'm sorry, I was just going to mention.
No, go ahead.
You've talked before about the need to try to keep the children in the community in which they live. And as you said, it is really a very stressful, a very trying time for the children in foster care, and trying to keep some semblance of continuity, put it that way, is very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So just start with the phone call. Once you do the 8-week class, you can decide for yourself if it's something that you want to proceed with. And then after that, there is an extensive background check, and we do a home study. So the entire process takes about 5 months or so to really get completely licensed. And then from there, you're one of our people.
It is Grace Epperly with us, development coordinator for Wesley House. Find out more, wesleyhouse.org. Foster parents, please step up and fill that need, and it will be very rewarding for you and your family in return. So Wesley House, thanks to you, is known for having some of the biggest, best, most fun fundraising events in our community, whether it's the winter holiday village wonderland and all of the events that you have throughout the year. One of them is coming up, and what could be better than water slides, a foam pit, bounce attractions, a toddler zone, big time summer energy. It's all coming to Key Largo at the Key Largo office of Wesley House, coming up on August 22nd.
Yes, we are so excited. This event is called the Big Splash. And as you said, it'll have 5 water slides, a foam pit, bounce houses, DJ. We're going to have Centennial Bank grilling hot dogs and hamburgers. It is just a blast. And it's all about the kids, true to our mission, 100% about the kids. So we are still seeking sponsors for this event. Monday, June 22nd is the final day for our top 2 tier levels, which is the Tidal Wave Titans at 1,000 and the Wave Maker level at 750. Those are the sponsors that are included in the advertising, the posters, the banners. The top one, Tidal Wave, is in the radio ads. So if anybody would like to support this event, you can go to our website, wesleyhouse.org/the Big Splash, and you can reserve your sponsorship there. We also have levels at 250 and 500, but we cannot do these events without the support of our generous community. So we're very appreciative of all the sponsors that we have so far. And of course, our goal, we're pretty close to our goal, but I would love to get to the goal and exceed the goal. So if anybody could help us, even the small, the nominal sponsorship at 250, that really adds up, and we really appreciate all of those sponsors. So just help us make a big splash.
Absolutely. And again, keep that date on your calendar, August 22nd, starting at 10 a.m. in Key Largo at Wesley House, which is at Homestead Avenue. But again, looking for those sponsors to make this happen and to continue all of the initiatives of Wesley House Family Services in our community. It is Grace Epperly, Development Coordinator for Wesley House Family Services. I was sitting here watching the video of the Big Splash, and I tell you, man, you really do transform that area into a water wonderland.
It's going to be fun. Yeah, we have a very large backyard at our Key Largo office, so we're calling it the Key Largo Office Event Grounds, and it is going to be awesome.
It is. Well, again, so all of that will go help support things like our foster parenting programs. For more information on that, we'll revert back to that number, 305-809-5020 for Wesley House Family Services. So, we are getting into time for the splash event, and then we're going to be looking at the holidays. Once again, it's hard to believe that we're already looking at this is almost midway through the year already.
Yeah, and our holiday village, it'll be our 6th annual holiday village. It just gets bigger and better every year. So we'll start talking about that one next month.
Yeah.
Give people a little break.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Very good. Well, is there anything else we should mention though at this time, Grace?
Soon we'll be at, reaching out to the community for back to school supplies for Inez Martin. So that's coming up. But there's a lot of really good things happening. Just, check out our Facebook page, our social media, Wesley House Family Services. That's where we kind of promote things ongoing. And then on our website, you could sign up for our newsletter. And that's also how you can stay abreast of our everything, all the good stuff that's going on at Wesley House.
Excellent. Well, Grace, thanks for being here this morning and for sharing all the good news about the Wesley House Family Services. And again, we ask the community for their support of all the wonderful things that you do for families in our community. So, Grace, we
appreciate everybody, and thank you so much for the continued support. And as I always say, it doesn't take much. A little bit goes a long way.
It does.
Thank you, Michael, for the time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You have a wonderful weekend, Grace. We'll see you soon.
See you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Grace Epperly, Development Coordinator, Wesley House Family Services. Find out more, wesleyhouse.org. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. We return with more Good Morning Keys in a moment.
Good morning, dear. Breakfast almost ready?
In a minute. So did you happen to call someone about spalling repair for the house?
You know what? I knew I forgot something yesterday.
Honey, you know how important spalling repair is, especially here in the Keys. If that spalling damage gets any worse...
Don't worry. I'll call Design Center in Marathon.
When?
Today.
How about now?
Okay, dear. Now.
Design Center, the most efficient spalling contractor in the Keys, providing the fastest results. With over 40 years combined experience in spalling repair and a member of the International Concrete Repair Institute, Design Center can handle the largest jobs to small structures. They also handle quite a number of condominium and county projects. Mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair. Visit DesignCenterFL.com or call 305-735-4042. Design Center, 6677 Overseas Highway Marathon. License number CGC 1523838. Remember, mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair from Design Center.
This is Ollie North for 4-Star Rentals. 4-Star Rentals is the most complete rental store in the Keys. They can provide rental equipment for every do-it-yourself project from your house to your yard. Bobcats, chippers, chainsaws, and tile saws, you name it, they have it. They also deliver throughout the Keys. That's 4-Star Rentals. Model marker 4.5 on Stock Island. These guys are really good. That's 4-Star Rentals. Go see them soon.
Check us out. What Colonel Ollie North says is absolutely true. We're locally owned and operated. We offer a fleet of delivery trucks for fast all-in-one delivery. 4-Star Rentals is the oldest tool rental and party store in the Florida Keys. We make it easy to get that job done for that party or very special event. We're located at mile marker 4.5 in Key West, or just call us and we'll come to you. 4-Star Rentals, 294-7171. That's 294-7171. Remember, Colonel Ollie North never lies.
Historic Pepe's Cafe in Key West, founded in 1909, still does things the old way. Diachronic, if you will. How about fresh squeezed juices? Think how good that margarita or Greyhound will taste. Blue Point oysters shucked to order because oysters work better that way. Fresh breads and outstanding specials in an eatery that opened the same year Ole Evinrude invented the first outboard motor. And get a jump on someone's birthday and check out our retail offerings for some great gift ideas. Pepe's Cafe, Old Town Key West, of course.
This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. It is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. And we will keep you updated on any other changes in traffic as they occur. So we are going to now say good morning to Jennifer Diaz. She is with the Everglades Foundation, the Vice President of Education with us this morning. And good morning to you, Jennifer.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. So the Everglades Foundation, I'm actually going to look up a couple of things while we're talking here. But if you want to just kind of start off our conversation here today until I get a couple of other notes in front of me, if you don't mind.
Yeah, not a problem. I'm the Vice President of Education for the Foundation. So I spearhead all of our education initiatives. We have an incredible mission to bring Everglades education into every Florida classroom. And so we do that with an incredible team of educators to make sure that every student across Florida understands the ecological, economic, and cultural importance of the Everglades. And they do that by training teachers in person and virtual and equipping them with an incredible curriculum that's aligned to Florida standards that they design and implement, and among many other different education programs. And it's free for all public, private charter schools.
Yeah, well, it looks like it's been a year of strong growth in Everglades education. Over the past year, Everglades Foundation's Everglades Literacy Program continued to show what's possible when teachers are equipped, students are inspired, and schools are empowered to make environmental learning a part of everyday life. And that is absolutely the case. Especially in the Florida Keys, it is important for our students to understand the importance of the Everglades and how it is really very impactful and very imperative for our way of life here.
Absolutely. The Everglades and Florida Bay are directly connected. And so water flows south through the Everglades to Florida Bay and the Keys. So the water quality, the seagrass health, the fishing, the tourism, all ties back to Everglades restoration. Yeah. And so Key students live in one of the most ecologically sensitive and unique areas of our state.
Yeah. So Jennifer, I mentioned about the year of growth in Everglades education. How about the school year here locally? It just wrapped up. How would you describe the year overall for the program then?
Oh my gosh, record breaking. So we are in our 11th year of our program, and then in our 10th year of what we call our Champions program, which is really where schools come to life. And they bring Everglades literacy across the entire campus into their communities. And so we've had 119 schools recognized across 14 counties this year. We trained over 1,400 teachers across the state, and that equates to hundreds of thousands of students, particularly in our Champion Schools program. It's about 56,000.
Oh, wow. Jennifer Diaz, she's the Vice President of Education, Everglades Foundation on Good Morning Keys. And as I mentioned, right here in Monroe County, we have educational initiatives with the education of the Everglades Foundation, several schools participating in that locally. What can you tell us about the Keys schools and how they've been doing?
They are quite incredible schools. And if you ever drive by, you're going to see their champion banners hanging right on their fence, right off of the street. And so take a look at that when you're driving down the street. We have 4 Monroe County schools: Key Largo School, Sigsbee Charter, Ocean Studies Charter School, and Coastal Glades Micro School. All 4 of those schools earned gold level recognition this year. And so Key Largo School is also doing a middle and high school champions as well. So they're doing really incredible work. They're focused on a number of different initiatives throughout the school year. Key schools focused on manatees and protecting manatees by creating restaurant placemats and brochures and community pledges to change behaviors in wake zones. So it's about the curriculum, it's about the knowledge and understanding, but it's also about how these schools take it and run with it and create some really awesome civic action projects in their community.
Okay, so you mentioned Champions in Action program. Gets middle and high school students involved in real civic action projects. What kind of projects have those students in the Keys been working on?
So they are creating, like I said, the No Wake Zone Awareness campaign, which reaches tourists and residents. They're reaching into restaurants and making sure that they can educate their communities. They launched a broader manatee awareness campaign across the Upper Keys that included children's books and STEM fairs and a pledge wall with original poetry. And actually artwork displayed in the history of the Diving Museum. And last year or the year before, they also eliminated styrofoam from their school systems. And so really incredible work.
It is. Jennifer Diaz, she's Vice President of Education, the Everglades Foundation on Good Morning Keys. So you gave some examples of Champions in Action students taking those initiatives. But so how do you see these kinds of students-led projects impacting the broader community out and beyond the classroom?
Yeah, of course. We hear from community members all the time, and we know that these students we look at these schools as the environmental educators of their community. And so I think the work that they do, when you see a 3rd grader and a 4th grader talking to you about the importance of their ecosystem and understanding all the changes and what we're doing to restore it, it's quite impressive, and you tend to remember that. And so I think they are one of our most amazing educators. They are educating our communities, their families, and tourists alike.
Yeah. Okay. So teacher training is also very important with the educational initiatives of the Everglades Foundation. So why is that so important to the success of the program?
Of course, teachers are the multiplier. I mean, one trained teacher reaches hundreds of students in their career year after year. And so if we train 9,000 teachers, then we're getting hundreds of thousands of students. And what we learned very quickly is that our teachers needed something that was rigorous, that was consistent, and that was supported throughout an entire school year, but that was also aligned to standards that they're already required to teach. And so we learned that if we develop good programming with solid curriculum that provides them what they need and what they're expected to teach, it's easy for them to implement. And we know that when they come to our trainings, they're so excited. They're learning new things every time. It's very hands-on, very STEM-based, and they bring it back to the classroom, and they are our boots on the ground, if you will.
Okay. Well, Jennifer, you also run the Challenge Coin Design Competition for students. Let's hear about that.
It is an art contest every single year. Within our champion schools and within our communities, we have Everglades champions and we have Everglades ambassadors in our champion schools. And so this coin is very special. It is our challenge coin. It is designed by students. We have about 1,000 entries every single year. And so this team has to take those entries and pick one winner for every school year. And so this year we had our first elementary winner. It is quite an incredible coin. It's being given out to our champions, ambassadors, and community members who are doing incredible things with our environment. His name was Julian. It's a fourth grader from Broward County Schools, and he's the first elementary school winner, and it has our iconic species, the Everglades, on it. So it's a really nice way to integrate arts into environmental education and students to express what they've learned creatively.
Yeah, excellent. Well, Jennifer, we talked about it a little bit before, but you educate and help educate students throughout the state with the Everglades Foundation about the importance of the Everglades. But why is it especially important for students here in the Florida Keys to understand the Everglades and how it connects to their daily lives?
Absolutely. So it is an integral part of our lives. It's important for our health, our well-being, for our economy. And so, again, the Florida Keys is directly impacted. The Everglades and Florida Bay are directly connected. And so understanding how the water flows, understanding how it impacts our bays, our estuaries, our oceans, is critically important. And the Florida Keys just happen to sit in one of the most special places off of Florida Bay. And it's important for them to understand why the water quality is what it is, when the seagrass is healthy, and when fishing is abundant.
Yeah. So, Jennifer, the Everglades Foundation educational programs expanded to 32 counties statewide over the past year. What is next for the educational branch of the Everglades Foundation?
That's a great question. 32 counties is a lot of counties. So what we want to do really is going to be in all 67 counties. And so we want to get creative. We want to provide that face-to-face hands-on, but really getting using technology to help spread our reach. And so a number of things we implemented in the last couple of years is Families for Everglades. And so families can tune in twice a year to learn about new things, get an update on restoration, and learn how to talk about it at the dinner table. But we've also launched our virtual series. And so classrooms from across the state are logging in. We have special topics. We do it during the classroom time, and students can ask us questions. And we hit about 20,000 students last year just in those virtual presentations. And so that's one way to start reaching every student across our state.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Vice President of Education for the Everglades Foundation is Jennifer Diaz with us on Good Morning Keys. We talked about the schools in the Keys that are involved in the champion schools as well. But for teachers, parents, and school administrators listening who want to get involved with the educational initiatives of the Everglades Foundation, how can they bring this program to their school or community?
They can reach directly out to our team at the Everglades Foundation. They can also go to evergladesliteracy.org, and there's a way to contact us. All of our programming is free. We love to service, and it's open to all public schools, home schools, micro schools, after school programs, charter schools, and private schools. And so they just connect with us, and we figure out a way how to integrate them into our programming and how to make sure that they can attend one of our teacher trainings. And again, everything is for free. And so log in to evergladesliteracy.org, check out our toolkit, check out our virtual presentations, and let us know if you have any questions.
Well, the education team of the Everglades Foundation delivered 73 teacher trainings over the past year, trained 1,475 educators, bringing the cumulative total to 9,535 teachers reached. And that is very ambitious and to be commended. So we thank you very much, Jennifer, for all of the educational outreach that the Everglades Foundation does here in Monroe County and beyond. So, yep. Are you still with me, Jennifer?
Oh, I'm still with you. Yes.
Yes,
Well, thank you for having me and helping us spread the good word of making sure that we can get the resources to every classroom.
Well, and we talk about it often. It's America's asset. It is $1 trillion asset is the Everglades Foundation. That's been the recent estimate. And we all need to understand and appreciate the Everglades with the help of the Everglades Foundation. So thank you so much for being here this morning, Jennifer.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You do the same. Jennifer Diaz. She's Vice President of Education for the Everglades Foundation on Good Morning Keys, and actually wanted to provide an update for you as well. This from the state's attorney's office that Anthony Rainford was sentenced yesterday by Circuit Judge Mark Jones after a Monroe County jury found him guilty on May 14th of leaving the scene of a crash involving death. This was in the news Judge Jones sentenced Rainford to 4 years in Florida State Prison, followed by 6 years of probation. As special conditions of probation, Rainford must complete 120 community service hours at a hospital or emergency room where victims of accidents are treated, attend a victim impact panel, and pay all fines and court costs. Additionally, his driving privileges revoked for 3 years. The conviction stemmed from a fatal crash that occurred during the early morning hours, June 7th, 2024, College Road in Key West. Evidence presented during the trial established that Heather Michelle Marcotte, operating a red scooter, crossed in the opposite lane of travel, collided head-on with Rainford's Jeep, although the evidence demonstrated that Marcotte caused the collision itself. Florida law required Rainford to immediately stop, remain at the scene, render aid, and notify law enforcement. Instead, Rainford exited his vehicle, observed Marcotte lying injured, and then he returned to his Jeep, drove around, and left the scene without rendering aid, calling 911 or attempting to summon help. Therefore, he was sentenced to 4 years in Florida State Prison and the other conditions that we mentioned. So that's the resolution of that case, as provided, details provided by the state's attorney's office. So that's we said we'd follow up on that story, and indeed we did. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. And I was going to check your weather forecast for you one more time if we can do so, but we are looking at a high of 90 degrees today with no real talk of rain. That's good. And we are currently at, let me bring this up once again. I want to refresh and make sure there's been no change because we have Juneteenth. Tomorrow, of course, we'll have a regular session of Good Morning Keys, but most offices, at least involving government, are closed tomorrow. City of Key West, county offices, post offices, to my knowledge, they're all closed for the Juneteenth national holiday. Today, it is 86 right now, and now they are actually calling for about a 10% slight chance of showers this morning, and then partly sunny. That depends on, of course, where you are. 89 for the high, 84 for your low tonight, mostly cloudy. Juneteenth, 89, mostly sunny, no mention of rain. Friday night could get a 10% chance of a thunder shower. Same for Saturday, 89. And Sunday, high, no mention of rain, is 90 degrees and 91 on Monday. So looking ahead to the beginning of next work week, we have 91 degrees and sunny skies. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Getting set for Glenn Beck, followed by Clay and Buck at noon. Sean Hannity at 3. 5 o'clock, Drew Steele, Florida's Voice. 6 o'clock, Mark Levin. Breaking news as soon as it happens. Local, state, national news every half hour. Weather around the clock. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys.